Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Ravi Nadar show. This is Ravi Nadar, and today I have an amazing guest. And he is an Ayurveda Panchakarma specialist and an infertility solutions aspirant for the past 12 years. And he has been on Art of Living teacher and Nadipariksha specialist. And also, he has worked for the organization for a year and have started a project called Beejashuddi for gifting infertility couples to overcome their problems and get holistically healthy kids. He has helped the three most challenging couples who were rejected by allopathy doctors getting kids through the Beejashuddi process. And today he is on a mission to help 3 lakh couples to overcome infertility and get holistically healthy sattvic kids through the Beejashuddi process without IVF or IUI. And his vision is to have a world with holistically healthy, physically, mentally, spiritually, and sattvic kids are at peace through healthy parents. So please give a big round of applause and give a warm welcome to none other than Dr. Tirumala Srinivas. Welcome to the Ravinada show, Dr. Tirumala.
It's a pleasure being here, Raviji. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you so much for having you here, Dr. Tirumala. So, could you please give us your short introduction, who you are and what you exactly do, and what is your journey so far till here?
Yeah, as an Ayurvedic doctor, we have learned a lot of things in the textual context. But when it comes to the practicality, we have never implemented most of the things. But with respect to the infertility and getting a healthy kid, my story comes first. So when I was actually working for a corporate, on the marketing side, um, I was put into a lot of pressure, which was actually affecting not only my career, my family life. And in the process, my wife got pregnant. And I remember around her eighth month, I guess, sorry, sixth month, she was having low levels of nutrition because of my traveling. And she, being a pregnant lady, she was not happy at all.
Mhm.
So we used to take lot of care with respect to talking to the kid while the kid is there in the fetus itself. We have followed many things, but honestly, due to my like maximum traveling time, she was into the stress that I used to take for my company. So in one sense, the external work was giving a lot of family pressure. Then I realized I spoke to my mom and my wife, and I have resigned. That was the turning point in my life. And from that point, I have taken immense care of her with respect to her physique, her nutrition. And there are some small therapies in Ayurveda which were actually mentioned for the pregnant lady. So we need to do little abhyanga. Abhyanga is like taking special oils that are healthy for the pregnant women and the fetus. And you have some synchronization which is followed for doing the massage of the belly. In one sense, you are actually massaging the unborn kid, and the entire period where I was not there with my inner kid, that was the period which I have actually given 10 times, 100 times towards nourishing the inner kid. And my wife was so happy. She became so healthy within like 15, 20 days. And the next 3 months, she became so healthy that the kid was born 3.5 kg.
Hmm.
And the doctors were like shocked because they know the parameters before 3 months before, like in the 6th month. And when the time of delivery has come, they were really shocked, and they have really asked me what was the process that you have followed. I just told them that I'm an Ayurvedic doctor and I have followed whatever it was taught to us, but I have exactly implemented under the guidance of my mentors also. Then an idea has come to me that when I have got benefited in the last moment by following the principles,
Mhm.
why can't I give this gift to the entire world,
Hmm.
especially to our nation? That was the seed. which was actually in my mind from long back. I have taken that idea to Gurudev Ravi Shankarji, where I have worked as an art of living teacher and a Nadipariksha doctor, traveling Nadipariksha doctor, and he gracefully has given me permission to work in Sri Panchakarma for a period of uh, like um, first 3 to 8 cases where I have done the consultations. And in those cases, I have implemented these things which I have actually taken from the ancient wisdom and implemented in my life and got the result. And the results for them were like applied from the beginning. So they got immense results because all the 3 cases that I have taken were actually rejected by the modern faculties. So one of them was from US, and she actually traveled 7 continents, like in search of her, in search of her kids. And they actually suggested her, please don't waste your time. You just go for adoption, which was not accepted by her. And she met me in the last 5 days of her travel back to US. And in those 5 days, I have started the minimum basic panchakarma, which I have actually implemented for many of the patients who want to get rid of infertility. Then I have taught them how to go with the next treatments in their country. They have sincerely followed everything, and they were blessed with a baby girl. So
Wow.
that was my first miraculous child through Beejashuddi process. So the age of the girl is equal to the age of my project. So similarly, I have 2 more patients who actually were Indians, and they both were like male kids, and they also were rejected. In the Indian scenario, one of the patient was actually warned either the mother or the fetus or both will not survive if she goes for conception. Then they
Okay.
have approached me. I told them, so they have actually fed up, they have given their mind this thought that if we are going, we are having a trauma to be faced. So then I actually brainwashed them, took some 1 to 2 hours, and told them you need to prepare your mental ambience and the physical ambience. You need to make your house ready for a new guest whom you are waiting for almost these many years, and you have to remove the mind mental thoughts which were fed up by the wrong notions. If you don't
Mhm.
clean both these things, you cannot invite any guest into your life.
Absolutely.
So they, and I am so thankful to them because they have literally followed each and every word that I have told them. And they actually got she got actually conceived, and uh, they have taken extraordinary precautions in order to take care, there was again this notion, no, either the
Yeah.
mother or the fetus will be in danger. So they actually have taken a good care, and she gave a healthy baby, and he is very very active, and he is very sattvic. The word sattvic has started from these 2 kids. Even when they are during the pregnancy also, we have actually done the prenatal, natal, and postnatal mentorship.
Mhm.
We give some chantings that have to be done for actually promoting natural delivery. There is like music therapy, aromatherapy, all these things. I was actually guiding them for the 9 months, and the diet, every month the diet was given. So when they have followed all these things, it is evident that when we follow the principles, we get the results, and that has changed my conception about the entire textual things. And I started I already believed a lot in Ayurveda, but I started to spread the belief that I have gained, and I want to spread that benefit that I have obtained from Ayurveda. And from those 3 cases, I have started my passionpreneur journey, like after 1 or 2 years after that. And then
Mhm.
the micro niche that I have chosen has been watered by passionpreneur journey. It was
Great,
like a
great.
small plant, not watered for many years, and I started watering it after our passionpreneur journey.
Absolutely. Great. Now, the journey which you have gone through, and also the journey which you actually helped to somebody else, like especially the conversation which we were having, like you spoke about the couple, like the international couple, okay, who did not believe because they already they got a lot of rejection from different hospitals, and end of the day, like they told themselves, or maybe like they were been told to them that it's only about like you need to get adoption now, there is no any other solution, or maybe there is no other door which is going to open. But in that case also, like you were helped them, and like today they are blessed with a baby. That itself is a miracle. Now help us understand, Dr. Thirumala, like what are the causes, like when it comes to, I know one thing is like the way we think and the psychology effect, that is like completely it's a very biggest effect, because everybody has to go through, like if somebody told to anybody couple, or like if somebody is not having a baby, and if some doctor is telling them, they literally take that as a belief, and they start thinking, okay, so there is no solution. So what all the causes over here, like especially if somebody wants to get pregnant and they are not able to getting pregnant, okay, and also what all things you would recommend them to avoid to do things so that they can have a, I would say, a natural pregnancy, and especially like how actually the modern lifestyle is also affecting for this like especially for getting pregnant as well, right?
So this is the main question. Actually, that's a very good question, and it's very deep in sense of like making a great elaboration. The main thing for this cause, like why not just infertility, many diseases actually are considered as lifestyle diseases.
Yes.
So these lifestyle diseases are because of the lifestyle that is not human friendly,
Hmm.
causing this ease, which is not having any ease in the body. Your lifestyle or anyone's lifestyle, which is not making the body at ease, is the lifestyle disease. So we have a particular pattern, we have a biorhythm. We have to wake up at a particular time, we have to go to bed at a particular time, we have to take food at a particular juncture of the time. Like according to Ayurveda, we have three kinds of like three patterns of every sector of the day. Like morning has three breaks, afternoon has three breaks, and evening has three breaks. So when we deeply look into these, there is a point where the appetite actually starts. There is a point where appetite actually goes high, and there is a point where appetite totally dies. So if a person is actually taking food when the appetite starts and it goes into the peak, he will be very healthy. That's the simple fact. And if a person is taking when the appetite is totally dead, and he thinks that okay, today is morning and I haven't taken a breakfast, it is too late, I need to take more. And when they take in a wrong time with excess of the food, it causes a disability to the entire process of digestion, and there
Hmm.
starts the first process. So this is only with respect to the digestive activity of the body. Similarly, whatever the food that is taken according to the wrong time, or sometimes even wrong combinations are. For example, any food that is reheated will cause a lot of free radicals, and the reheated food actually causes cancer also, and that is main reason due to which habitual abortions have been seen in pregnant women who have the habit of reheating the food and eating it while they are pregnant, either in the like initial 3 months or in the fifth month. They have to go for a like ethical abortion with a reason, either the heart is not formed or there is a like spina bifida. There are some conditions which are actually not allowed for the parents to get conceived, like or to deliver the baby. So these are the things that are happening due to wrong combinations and wrong habits of the food. So there is a pattern of the life it has to have a healthy style. When the lifestyle is not so healthy, we get a lot of lifestyle diseases. And reheating is the major cause of many of the disorders nowadays. And for this cause, like the ovens are the main reason, and Japan has even banned the oven production, and they are about to remove the manufacturing units also. So, like that, we also have the non-stick vessels, aluminum vessels, which we most of them use to cook, and these are all cancerous material. So, if a pregnant lady is actually cooking in a iron vessel, she will never become anemic during the entire process of her. But when she is actually cooking in an aluminum vessel or on a non-stick, and even they scrape it and eat sometimes if it is so delicious. So it causes a lot of food combined with a coating called Teflon, and it is creating dangerous diseases like cancer and autoimmune disorders. And like for example, if the pregnant lady did not get any calamity during the pregnancy while following all these things, wrong things, there might be some autoimmune disorders in the newborn kid. For example, thalassemia is one of those autoimmune disorders. So thalassemia is like seen in children, newborn kids, and after like they get an age of like 8, 13, it is shown. But they do not consider this habit of the pregnant mother. Similarly, we have wrong combinations of food. For example, we should not mix the milk products either with vegetables or with fruits. And nowadays, it is very hard for the people to digest this fact because we are already filled with a lot of shakes, milkshakes, thick shakes, all these things. Actually, honestly, they shake our immunity, and it is not so compatible with the body because it creates a heavy food that actually the gut will not be able to digest completely, and it disperses, and it actually blocks the 72,000 channels. They are called as srotas in Ayurveda. Srotas means the channel, minutest channels. So when it is blocked, when it blocks all those channels, the disease will not come at that particular point of time when they consume the food. The time period for which they have consumed will actually take significant time, and then at a like a peak hour, it will hit the body. For some people, it might hit on the heart. For some people, it might hit on the like other vital organs. Sometimes skin, mostly with the milk products, with fruits and vegetables, actually hit the skin. So these are the disorders which are actually because of not following the regular pattern of the body, regular pattern of the nature of the body. So Ayurveda gives 5 points like the food, the sleep, which is like coming under the activities part, and we have the other thing as like the pattern, the seasonal regimen and the daily regimen. All these four, including with ethical living, form the 5 factors that actually give a very healthy lifestyle. So when we come out of these, we invite disease. So these are lifestyle diseases, and the same thing happens with people who are facing infertility. One very important factor is like popcorn. Popcorn they actually give along with some soft drink, right?
Yes.
Ayurveda strictly prohibited. We should not eat anything that is made up of flour, like the powder flour, uh, in between water. So popcorn should not be consumed with any drink. And what people do, they take
Especially
popcorn.
like
They
they
hand,
watch
yeah,
movie and they eat popcorn and they have a sip of a drink.
yeah, and this is the main, like there was a research which actually stated that this habit is also causing most of the infertility with respect to the software professionals, because they get a lot of coupons. They use the coupons, and they get most of the time they get used to this sort of food only, which is actually affecting the male infertility. So
Okay.
this is one great example that I can quote. with respect to the easily understood.
Yes, because this is much useful. And also, Dr. Thirumala, like, what do you think? Like, you spoke about there are 4 to 5 things according to Ayurveda which we need to follow. So, could you help us understand, or maybe could you go in a deep that what are those things which we can follow as a human being? Like, if, because definitely if we are not following according to the nature and according to the Ayurveda, definitely there would be some of the other thing which we have to go for. Maybe like some kind of a disease, or like maybe like it would be affecting the body or anything. So what according to you, like that 4 or 5 things which a person, or maybe like let's take about a pregnant lady, or maybe somebody who wants to get pregnant, okay, and they are not able to get pregnant. So what all things like these people can follow? What all things? Maybe like that the sleep, or maybe the food. What all things according to you, like that would be the main thing?
Yeah, that's a very beautiful question. Actually, the 5 things that previously I have mentioned were like food part, which we have had a very good discussion about. Food
Yes.
is like have to be consumed on a timely basis, which is actually more of like its natural state, not the pack. Definitely no for all these food. What I'm going to state now, the food should not be reheated. It should never be combined with the milk or milk products like milk, curd, the broken milk, which is nothing but paneer, which also
Mhm.
causes like the impure blood. Then wrong combinations of curd with non-veg, curd with like fruits, and making salads. Again, heating the food for 1 or 2 or 3 days. Some people even do it for 2 3 days. This also
Yeah.
causes cancer. And apart from the food that is made, please avoid all the packed food. And if you are actually focused on getting a healthy life, to get pregnant or even to stay healthy, you need to avoid all the packed food. Take naturally grown food, which is not grown with like pesticides. That most of the people are aware of this now. They are going on to the organic vegetables, and not the refined oils, and no like synthetic vessels for using like to cook the food have to be avoided. That we have actually discussed in the previous talk. Second thing, activities. Activities are very important to have a very healthy life. So the people who are very healthy and active, they become more healthy and more active. When even they like they don't need to do anything, they just take some food, they be very active, and they actually spread that activeness to the others also around them. And this active lifestyle is very much given importance in Ayurveda, which is called as Vihara, the activity. So in Vihara, we have Vihara means activity. In Vihara, we have the physical activities and the mental activities. For
Mhm.
example, we should never sleep during the daytime. And nowadays, this sleep itself has a great impact on the body. If a person is very happy and healthy, his sleep is very good. If the sleep is not, no matter what you do, he will not be in state of mind. He cannot understand sometimes. So that is the importance given to sleep. But sleep should not be taken for granted. Neither it should not be done in excess. When a person actually sleeps during the daytime, there are many disorders that are actually waiting for those kind of persons who actually sleep during the daytime, especially diabetes, thyroid, obesity are the main 3 things that happen due to daytime sleep, just because of daytime sleep. And if they avoid this one thing, and if they start active lifestyle with very organic way of living, they can actually reverse their metabolic disorders. So that is the
Mhm.
beauty of this lifestyle. And sleep has a very great impact. As except for summer, nobody below 60 nor above 6 are allowed to sleep during the daytime. So you can take a power nap kind of thing, but one should not lie down and sleep for more than like 10 minutes. If they are sleeping more than 10 minutes, actually they are inviting a lot of diseases. And the next activity is like exercise. Exercise is considered as a like a very good thing for the body, but nowadays we have seen many youngsters, young celebrities dying because of excess exercise.
Mm.
When they are doing excessive exercise, they are actually getting affected at one point or the other, either in the place where they are doing the excessive exercise, or when they just go out of the place of exercise. So this has been like many celebrities during in the south and in the cricket field, and some singer, like I don't want to take their names, but yeah, they have actually died because of this behind factor. Ayurveda insists upon doing exercise only using half of our physical energy. They say that Ardha Shaktya Vyayamam Kuru means you need to use only half of your physical energy, and you need to conserve half of the physical energy to do the daily activities.
Mm.
One should not get totally exhausted. It's like, and there are symptoms. When I say half of the energy, the question arises: how you will know it is half of energy? So there
Mm.
were some symptoms mentioned in Ayurveda. Sweating happens on the forehead, on the nose, on the cheeks, underarms, on the chest, and on the back of the spine. When the sweating happens profusely in those parts, one should stop for a while, and you can continue after some 15-20 minutes of break. So you should not go beyond that point. So when people do in that way, they actually beat the age also. Anti-aging process happens when they do that, because you are giving the elastic nature of the cell to some extent, and you are allowing it to acclimatize to that nature, and again you are giving some rest, so it gets stabilizes. And then when you are again doing, you are again giving an extra push to it with a very healthy space. So that is the beauty of Ayurveda. And there are some many countries in which they actually follow Ayurvedic exercise, Ayurvedic
Mm.
yoga also. So when it comes to yoga also, everybody should not do the yoga in a similar pattern. There are three factors in Ayurveda we consider as Vata, Pitta, Kapha. And Vata is, you can compare with air element. Pitta you can compare with fire element, and Kapha you can compare with water element. So we will talk on terms of elements now. So when
Mm.
air element person is there, he should do yoga very slowly. When he does very slowly, actually he is very hyperactive. He takes decisions faster, changes them faster. He does not stick to any one decision. And these factors, when they consider, they have, when they start doing yoga very slowly, they beat all these deformities. This is one example I'm telling you about the like air nature of the person.
Mm.
Similarly, with the pitta person, he should do with a moderate speed. And a water element person, the pitta means fire element. Water element person is a kapha person. Actually, have to do more faster because he is already slow, very
Mm.
lazy, takes decisions very slow. He cannot move fast. He has a heavy body, so he need to do yoga faster. Like for example, there are Surya Namaskaras. So there are some patterns, no? When they do those patterns, like all the 12 different poses, they need to
Mm.
do in this type of speed. So that is why many people have became expertise like that. That is the focus point of them. They are focusing on Ayurvedic yoga, Ayurvedic exercise. So they insist upon these things. Likewise, for each and every activity, even when you are going to talk to a friend, Ayurveda has mentioned how you have to dress yourself. Social behavior also mentioned, and how what is the set of mind you have to have when you're going to talk to a friend, when you're going to talk to your group. So each and everything was mentioned in Ayurveda, which is coming under the activity part. So
Mm.
keeping that aside, we are going next to the daily regimen. Previously I have mentioned that in a day we have a biological clock. So when
Mm.
we actually follow very healthy lifestyle, our biological clock itself makes us awake, do all the things on time, and it keeps us very healthy. Similarly, daily regimen is in sync with the biological clock. So at this point of time, like for example, before 10 is the breakfast time. Some people who take continuously, who skip the breakfast and take lunch directly, which they call as brunch, they easily gain lot of weight, because the whole night the body will be waiting for food, and then they do not give on the right time of the required amount. The body actually stores for the next period of birth, which actually leads to obesity. So people who think I have skipped my breakfast and I am going to lose weight are actually cheating themselves, and are about to face a lot of severe obesity problems.
Mm.
So never skip your breakfast. That is the thumb rule. And morning food, breakfast should be heavy. Lunch should be half of the breakfast. Dinner should be half of your lunch. So morning before 10, if someone takes the breakfast, around 12 to 1:30, the lunch time can be considered. And
Mm.
astonishingly, before sunset, that is around 5:30 to 6 is the dinner time for being healthy. And they always say, go to bed hungry. If you are going to sleep, you should have little appetite in your stomach, and then you should go to bed. And for many of the people, this is not a digestible fact. How, yeah, what is it? What are you talking? They
People
many have
go
questioned me.
stomach.
Full tummy. So your body, your mind, your entire senses are focused on the belly to digest the food, and how it's very active now. So it is very hard to go to sleep. So many of our spiritual gurus have been spreading this knowledge. So go to sleep hungry. So Sadhguru also insists upon that. When we look at this scenario, this is the activity part or a daily regimen. So
Mm.
apart from this, Ayurveda states different healthy habits in a daily regimen. So as soon as you wake up, you need to drink water without brushing your teeth. People get astonished when I take this fact and tell them to take the medicine without brushing the teeth. So they look at me up and down. But actual fact is, we have stem cells on the tongue, like on the base of the tongue, we have stem cells. And when we actually consume something, these stem cells actually enter into the body. They repair those organs which are actually required, or which are actually waiting for the stem cells to come and repair them, and they make us healthy. So Ayurveda states in many diseases, Ayurveda states to give the medicine early morning. Para costa. Para means the best gut. Costa means gut. So para
Mm.
costa is like the best gut is there when a person just wakes up, takes some lukewarm water, and take the medicine. So this medicine will be mixed with the smallest of the amount of stem cells that are waiting on the tongue, and it gets like 40, 50 times enhanced. Medicine works miracles. This I have seen in many rejuvenations, and we have also observed different changes in regeneration in terms of the disc degeneration and the knee joint degeneration cases. So when we follow, it gives miracle results. And similarly, Ayurveda states of taking 2 drops of nasal oil. Anutailam is a such an ingredient. It actually tells us to take 2 drops of oil in the nose, in each nostril, and also it also tells us to take oil pulling in the morning. So this actually gives like the entire negative blocks are removed, and it comes into the oral cavity, and you have to just spit it out. So it is like you pump air into the balloon, your body will become like a balloon with a heavy charge after these two activities. And then taking food and having a glass of lukewarm water while you take food is always mandatory according to Ayurveda. So they say that when you're taking food along with some lukewarm water, it actually gets into a very good digestion. Not like lumps of water, only like a like sip in between. And like if they take before the consumption of the food, it actually
Mm.
leads to weight loss. If they take during the consumption of food, it actually keeps the body moderate. And if they take after the consumption of food, it creates obesity and a lot of diseases on the upper tract. So Bhuktasyado jalam pitam agnisadam prasangatam madhya madhyangatam ante karoti sthulatvam urdhvam cha amasayat katham is the quotation for all these three states: before food, during the intake of the food, and after food. So these are the things that have been mentioned to take lukewarm water while consuming the food. And most of the cases when we look at, you should not take water during eating the food. These are the
Yes.
sayings. Yeah, that is true to some aesthetic side of like sort of life. If they are taking very sattvic, like they don't take onions, garlic, nothing. They eat very sattvic food, which is like very celibacy type of lifestyle. That food is less, and it also does not affect much. But for the people who are actually in a regular active lifestyle, this is what Ayurveda says. And also, Ayurveda states you should not fill your tummy completely. It has mentioned very clearly you have to divide your gut into three equal parts. Trivida Kukshi Adhyaya. Means three parts of the Kukshi means the tummy. So you have to make three parts. One part you have to fill with solid, one part you have to fill with liquid, and one part you have to leave empty. So, and like we know many other books also, like Ikigai also states the same. So it says that most of the people who are actually in the blue zone,
Mm.
they have the habit of having food only 80% of their time. So they do not fill. Anytime they keep their tummy like little bit empty, 20% is always kept empty. So Ayurveda have actually stated that, and in many other disciplines also, these facts have been taken and developed very well. So this is the activity part and the daily regimen part. So activity in the daily regimen. Now, when it comes to the dinner part, people actually are habituated to take only during the darkness of the day. They
Yes.
consume food, and when we go into villages, we see that they actually finish everything before sunset, and they actually chit chat. Like they don't worry about anything, and they keep a very relaxed state of mind, which allows them to relax faster and go to bed very early and wake up early, which is nothing but a very healthy lifestyle. So in many of the urban areas, like we see the reverse of. So, and the most disastrous thing is when there is a function, we
Mm.
go, we eat a lot of things, and at the end, the most disastrous is like uh, they take ice cream, which is ultra cold, and they mix with hot gulab jamun. In our childhood, we have been taught like hot chimney with a drop of water breaks easily, and we are not considering that fact with the ice cream and the hot gulab jamun. A lot of people mix that. They even burn the ice cream and they consume it. So this is also having a great impact on the immunity system. So too hot and too cold things should not be mixed at once. Similarly, when they keep the food in the fridge and
Mm.
they when they bring out and reheat, or even if they do not reheat also, when they put the old food on the hot like any curd or like sorry, hot curry or something, the very like cold rice on hot curry, it is also a wrong combination. So very hot and very cold things should not be mixed. And that too, having at the late night, how the person's body will be able to survive. So that is why very great importance have been given to daily regimen. And when we consider this, just before going to sleep, before 8 o'clock, we need to stop taking water also. That was actually mentioned. So that we don't get a disturbance in the middle of the sleep. So at least 9:30 to 10 when we go to bed, that is a healthy time. Nine is the actual time, but nowadays we have good active life, so considering 10 also is good. But we should once we go to sleep, we should not like get disturbed in the middle of the night. So after 8, we avoid water and we complete the dose of water in that period of time. like 4 to 6 liters, depending upon the person's capability of taking the water. It is very healthy. So this is the daily regimen. So I have actually not kept everything because we have a back factor of time also. It is the
Yeah,
gist of the daily regimen.
yeah, and thank you so much, Dr. Thirumala, because you have been like, you've gone to in such a detail, because this during this like the current modern lifestyle, like which most of them follow, they have failed to understand the benefit out of it. Like you said, like the dinner, taking dinner, like maybe at around 8 o'clock, 9, 10, or maybe sometime 11, or maybe sometime 12. So that is not giving a correct what we say, it is not helping the body. And again, like if we are eating food late at night, maybe 11 o'clock or 10:30, and then sleeping maybe 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, there is a no chance of like getting up early in the morning. Then again it goes for, and the entire regimen goes for a toss. And also
Exactly.
yeah, and also like what are the causes which like things like which is actually causing creating a problem for a heart when it comes to, so what are things you would like to give to the audience that they can avoid, which might like impact when it comes to towards their heart, or it will be like what all things, best practices can be followed, or maybe like what all things can be prevented when it comes to affecting especially for a heart, people like having a lot of heart problems and issues.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, um, you have rightly mentioned that taking late night dinner like 11 o'clock. So
Hmm.
that is the major cause. So when a person takes dinner around like beyond 8 or beyond 9, at least up to 9 is somewhat reasonable, because there will be like 1.5 hour with respect to the biological regimen to go to sleep. But
Hmm.
beyond that, your heart actually needs a slow pattern of beating, which happens only during the REM sleep, which is called as rapid eye movement sleep. It happens from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock. I mean to say like 10 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Hmm.
And this rapid eye movement sleep is fixed for everyone. So when they miss this sort of sleep, which is actually good for their heart, and moreover, they are actually dumping more food, which is giving direct pressure to the heart only. When they take food and when they sleep, it gives a lot of upward pressure, which
Hmm.
directly hits the upper organs, especially the heart. So the wrong type of food intake habit impacts heart. And the second factor, which I have previously mentioned, is there is a condition called myocardial infarction, which is caused by mixing of curd with non-vegetarian, and like it is called a marination like process,
Yes.
and consuming it for a period of some days can cause myocardial infarction. And there is a university which has done a research on a group of patients with normal chicken and normal non-vegetarian and vegetarian, like non-vegetarian mixed with curd or milk products. They have proven that this fact is absolutely correct in terms of the heart problems that are caused and seen in many people who actually mix a lot of like milk products with non-vegetarian. This is a very important fact. So the other thing, heavy exercise. In the recent days, we have seen heavy exercises. Like people are conscious. That is a very good factor. But over consciousness is what is causing the damage. They become so over conscious that they want everything in a fast pace, and those people who want things in a fast pace, or who do not have the proper guidance of how to go about the activity, especially the exercise, are actually getting affected. Like previously, I have mentioned how to do exercise according to Ayurveda. So when the
Hmm.
people follow that, you can actually bring down the unhealthy heart to a healthy heart condition also.
Oh.
So there are some cardio exercises. So you follow that pattern depending upon your beating of the heart, monitored very well. They actually take you to very healthy process. and that is why this is becoming very popular nowadays. So the only simple hack I will give you, to give our viewers especially, is while you are exercising or while you are taking food, just listen to the heart, at least during that period of time. It actually speaks through its beating, and when you feel little bit of rush, you just bring it down. And when you're very excited about eating something, then also have some control and
Mhm.
eat excitedly, but like always Gurudev says, relaxed aggressiveness. So in terms of this also, when you have very favorite food in front of you, relish it with ice first, then with the fragrance, then slowly consume it, and please leave some space for digestion also. This will give a very healthy heart. This is a, like I can tell, this is a beautiful hack. When you uh, give space to your tummy to make like allow the space to digestion, it will not have the heaviness on the heart. It's like
Mhm.
very simple, very simple logic. And drinking lot of water at once is also not allowed. And the very important factor which actually I want to mention is, most of the strokes, it might be a heart stroke or a brain stroke, happen
Mhm.
in the bathroom, in the washroom. Why? Because Ayurveda states that in the terms of like vihara activity, I told, Ayurveda also mentions how to take bath. Very astonishing, right? How to take bath. It states that Gajam Viva Snanam Kuru. Means you have to take bath as an elephant. First, elephant, when it goes to take bath, it actually does the mud bath. First to the back legs, then to the front legs, then to its tummy, and then to the head and the entire body with a mud. Then it does the same pattern with the water, and it goes again and it again does with the same, like again the mud bath. So the thing is, we need to observe here from the elephant is, we have to first wash our feet, then our knees, then our thighs, then our belly, then our genitals, and then up to the umbilicus, and above the umbilicus and the chest region. Then we have to wash our hands, and at the end, the entire heat comes up from the feet towards the head, and it actually escapes from the head, which does not give any chance for the strokes.
Hmm.
What is happening nowadays? They directly come exhausted, stressed up, and in many movies they show when the hero is like very exhausted, he goes and keeps his head in the shower, and he takes it on the head.
Directly
It's a
star.
very,
Yep.
yeah, very, very, very disastrous habit, because it actually cools the entire heat at once. Again, child logic. Extreme heat, when cooled instantaneously, it breaks. So that is how the strokes happen in the brain, in the washrooms. And when
Hmm.
the excess, like when you actually, even if you're taking a very hot water shower, also water has the condensing capacity. So even if it is hot or lukewarm water, it actually cools the body instantaneously. So you have always to start with like from the feet towards the head. So this is one thing we can avoid strokes. Very, very important thing. Ayurveda insisted on this thing. So see how deep it is. So in the previous question, we have mentioned around the up to daily regimen, and in the seasonal regimen, which is the fourth factor, there is a saying that one should not do any sort of exercise, not even the
Hmm.
half energy exercise, in rainy season and summer season. This was mentioned in Ayurveda. And when I
Hmm.
shared this thing with many of my patients, they actually rejected my opinion. And when I have shown them the actual scenario, what happens, they got the belief. The thing is, when we are actually kids, we did not hear so many diseases, first of all. Second thing, we did not know knee joint replacement surgery also.
Hmm.
But nowadays, when the walking thing has grown like crazy, people who actually walk are very healthy, but people who walk even those same long distances in summer and rainy season also are not so healthy at all. They actually degenerate their knee joints. And heavy, like in Ayurveda, exercise is prohibited during summer and rainy seasons. We can actually go with references for this. So there is Ashtanga Sangraha chapters where they actually mention this. Like Dinacharya, Rutucharya chapters are there. Dinacharya means daily regimen. Rutucharya is the seasonal regimen. So this one important factor why I am stating here is this also has an impact on the heart, because there are two seasons like Adana and Visarga. So Adana is like we get from the sun, and Visarga is like we leave to the sun. So energy obtained and energy lost. So these two are the peak seasons where people lose energy to the sun. Already they are losing energy. So if you are getting exhausted with exercise and other physical heavy activities, there is nothing closer than death. So people collapse on the road who are actually walking for long distances during summer or even rainy season. Most dangerous is like the seasonal junction of the summer and the rainy season. There is like 15 days in between. So this 15 days of juncture is the place where the heat is immediately cooled in the external ambience, and immediate cooling effect has come. So joint pains start immediately. So when we don't go out, when we don't do much of the physical activity, people are safe. But when they do that, they actually get a lot of friction. The lubrication in the knee joints also gets degenerated, and knee joint replacement surgeries are happening nowadays. So this is the seasonal regimen. In seasonal regimen also there are some other activities like we are allowed to sleep during daytime in summer season. We actually can sleep during daytime in the summer season only. That too, not to have heavy lunch, and like after 1.5 hour after the lunch gets digested. So provided it is taken around 12:15, not around 3 o'clock, and sometimes people consider that. So never sleep during the sun, like around the sunset period, like 4 to 6 p.m. is very prohibited for sleeping. And the same thing is mentioned in the seasonal regimen. Then comes the fifth factor is ethical living. Ayurveda has given a great importance. All these four factors are one side, and ethical living is one side. So it is called as, in text it is mentioned as brahmacharya. Brahmacharya is nothing but ethical living without damaging others' morals or space. You have to do your own activities for your daily living, for supporting yourself, your family, and society. So in one sense, if you are like, for example, I can explain that better with my example. So initially, I used to do uh, practice with a lot of service-oriented aspect. I used to give a lot of knowledge without asking anything. Oh, it's okay, it's just an information. I used to say, and I never helped any people. I never really helped them because they never took it seriously.
Correct.
So, in one sense, I am thinking that I am actually helping them, but I'm actually not helping them. I'm making them more lazy, more take it for granted with respect to the divine knowledge. So that is what it is mentioned. Apatra danam means the donation that you are giving for the person who is not eligible to get the donation, even if it is knowledge or money or anything. Even the service when we give, we should actually check the capability and the eligibility of the person, and we need to go. Similarly, if you're exchanging some service, it should have the value that you are giving in the terms of money. It should not come down than the money that you are taking from the person. And if you can add more value than what you can take, that is the best way of living as per Ayurveda. So how astonishing Ayurveda has mentioned everything in one go.
Absolutely, and it was just
So
mind blowing. Like you have gone in such a details, and like sharing like each and everything, like the first part, then the second part, the third part, the fourth part, and definitely like it's been like so many years, and still like Ayurveda now people people have forgot to live this kind of a lifestyle, but it's not too late. The people are actually
Not too
realizing and
late.
they are going back. And especially, like, India is the country where when it comes to the spirituality, the Ayurveda, the Patanjali, everything, the root is over here in India. And now people have started realizing this particular thing
Yeah,
and they have started following this thing. And because of that, like, it is giving an amazing result also.
yeah,
And not only
true.
for people who are over here in India, they are following, and because of this, the people internationally also they are following and they are also getting benefited.
Yeah, absolutely true. I can quote this one example for this. The first couple I have told you,
Mhm.
I literally taught them how we cook our Indian dishes with respect to the Ayurvedic cooking. For their actually constitution is the name we use for one particular person's constitution. So like we say the Prakriti, no? So this is this person's nature. Prakriti means nature. His constitution is so and so, so and so, and depending upon that, we static food type. And we actually shared them some Ayurvedic cooking videos, and they actually gave up all the non-vegetarian food due to the taste that we have in our Indian type of cooking. And moreover, they got the clarity when they are actually having this food that what they are eating, how they are
Hmm.
taking a decision. The decision making process also got impacted. And they told that we actually started living only now. That is what they have really mentioned. And I am so grateful to the process. And yeah, people really started realizing, and they are the one who comes to Ayurveda to get some benefit is really getting a benefit when he or she follows that. But the one who comes to Ayurveda to test it are never going to get any benefit because they are stuck up in the testing process only, they never implement it. So this is what is happening with the West now. They started believing it and following it and getting benefited also. Recently I have a couple of 50 years old,
Hmm.
and they are still looking for kids. How astonishing! And they are sincerely following all these things. And I'm so thankful to them for choosing me in this path. Because my US patient who got a result, the first patient, her
Hmm.
name is Arya Grace. The baby girl's name is Arya Grace. So
Hmm.
Arya Grace mother has referred this couple, and they are like the way they follow, they dedicate is like mind blowing. So
Great.
realization is really
You are
happening.
just doing amazing, like, the kind of effort you are putting, and also it's not only about the effort and the kind of a knowledge, the psychology, the way they think, that is something which matters a lot. It's not only about the medicine. Okay, yeah, allopathy, that is also helping a lot of people and saving a lot of life. Yeah, but top of that, like, there is something which is like psychology effect, which is something like, very few they understand. They just think that a pill is more powerful than the way we think. That's what
Exactly.
they think, but it is the other way, right? Like, the way we think, that is something which is more powerful, and that is something which is going to, it's either can heal a body, or it, like, it
Or
can break a body as harm also. Absolutely. So great, Dr. Tirumala. So what would you like to give a advice, like, last one advice to the audience, which, like, maybe they can follow, or maybe that you have learned it from your mistake. What would be that advice which you would like to tell towards the end of this particular show, to the audience? What would that be?
yeah, first of all, very honestly, keep following Ravi Nadarji because he has been keeping good stuff which actually helps us in many aspects of life, not just health. So this is one point which will help you a lot. You just simply follow, and you will get the like end of the tunnel. There is a brightness. So that is one thing. And coming to the health and wealth aspect, like they
Mhm.
always say, strong mind in a strong body. I also say strong body will be there when there is a strong mind. Even if the
Hmm.
body is weak and the mind is strong, you can actually pull it up. And strong soul can even drive both of them. One thing that I would like to tell is like have some inclination towards the spirituality. That is the supreme quality of all these factors. So if you ask me for one simple thing or one simple hack to get everything at one go, habituate to follow a spiritual path, your own path. You can actually choose any guru, any path, whatever the country you are, whatever the condition you are. Have some inclination towards like following a habit of having spirituality, which gives strength to all your mind, your soul, your body, and thereby to your health and wealth. So this is one thing. And yoga and meditation will really help a lot for this. And to get very good meditation, you need to do very good yoga. And to do very good yoga, you need to have very good healthy food. So that is
Mhm.
how spirituality actually addresses everything. So that is one thing that I would like to recommend for all the viewers. So be
Great, great.
spiritual and yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity.
Great. Thank you so much for coming to this show and especially giving lot of amazing information, which I would say hidden secrets of especially India. I would say the lost secret, which people made that as a loss, but it has been found again. So that is
Agree.
that kind of a knowledge, very deep knowledge for sharing to all the audience and especially helping them, making them realize and making them understand through your voice and also the activity which you are doing and which you are helping, especially people who are not getting pregnant and the infertility issues and helping them, giving them a baby. It's just a miracle. What one can ask for, apart from this. So keep doing this amazing
Thank you so
work,
much.
Tirumala, and thank you so much for coming to the show. Thanks.
Thank you so much. It's like a pleasure. This is the best moment, one of the bestest moment in my life. Thank you for giving this moment in my life, and very pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tirumala. Same here. Great. So we just got towards the end of our conversation, and we just shared, Dr. Thirumala has shared a lot of insights. I would recommend that go and rewatch this particular video because we don't want you to miss any single thing, because there are a lot of things which Dr. Thirumala has shared, and especially when it comes to Ayurveda. Ayurveda has all the answer. Okay, so till that time, we see you again on the next episode. Till that time, take care. Bye bye. Thank you.